Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our channel. It is a new year, and so we're going to be starting a new series today. I've been wanting to get into some modded Minecraft again for a while, and I was looking through a lot of the different packs I can find on the CurseForge launcher, and this is the one I settled on. This is Sky Fabrication 3. Sky Fabrication is very similar to Sky Factory 3. It is a mod pack that was developed to make a fabric version of that mod pack. Sky Factory is on the Forge launcher. The Forge launcher is one of the oldest, if not the oldest, mod launcher for Minecraft that's out there. Fabric is pretty new. It's only been around for a couple of years, and it has a lot of newer mods that are, a lot of them are ports of Forge mods, but there's a lot of new stuff too. I like it, and I like playing with new stuff, so that's why we're doing it. So, Sky Fabrication is like a port of Sky Factory 3 on the Forge launcher. Both of them are Skyblock packs, so you start with nothing in the void, and then you develop a world from that. So let's get started here. I'm going to create a new world. I've done a couple just for testing to make sure everything was set up right, but we're going to do Sky Fab 3 Ender playthrough. Sounds like a good name. Also going to use that as the seed for our world generator, just in case anybody else wants to play along and wants to have the same seed. I don't think that that is super important on the Skyblock packs, but it may affect some of the world generation when we go to places like the Nether or the End or any of the other dimensions. One thing I did want to address before we get started is, for those of you that are fans of the Oxygen Not Included series on my channel, this series is not going to replace that one. I'm just going to be doing both of them. That way I have some different things to work on to do videos, so that I just don't want to get so far ahead recording one series that I can't respond to comments. So I'm going to be alternating them. My plan is to have them go up alternating, and hopefully every other day have a video coming out. And so you'd still have pretty much the same amount of Oxygen Not Included videos, and these would be put up in between those. But that series is definitely not going anywhere. That game is one I've been playing for a long time, and I'm going to stick with it. But Sky Fabrication, when you start, you get an island type selection. So there is tree, bamboo, and fishing. Those are the options you have in the current version. And the tree start is a standard Skyblock start. You start on a block of dirt with a sapling, and that's what you get. Bamboo is similar, except that it gives you a piece of bamboo instead of a sapling, and so you have to do a lot more growing so that you can make planks, because you need to use bamboo to create bamboo planks. And there are some other minor variations because of that. And then fishing is the most difficult start of all. You start with just a small little section of water, and you have to fish to collect all the resources you need. I did try out all three while I was testing this pack, and as much as I really want to do the fishing one, it's just too time intensive for me. I don't have the, it would take me 20 hours just to get set up to record our first episode, and I don't want that. So we're going to stick with the standard start for now for this playthrough and go from there. After doing that, the next thing you have to do is pick whether you want to do normal or expert mode. Expert mode is still a work in progress, so I'm going to stick with the normal mode. Perfect. Pack already set to normal. So when you get here, you start with just a piece of dirt and a sapling, like I said, and they give you a little ring to stand on, which is nice. And you get a quest book. Quest book has a lot of basic information that tells you about the pack. I'm not going to go through it. When you play, you can read it, but it's all about how different things work. And then you have origins. The origins are different, like species origins that you can select to make your character have some different traits. And I'm just going to briefly scroll through them. I'm not going to read them off, but if you want to pause and take a look at them, you can. For this playthrough, we're just going to be human. And then you get to choose a class. And it's the same thing. Each class gives you some bonuses, and there's different ones that do different things. I've gone through them all, and we're going to stick with the farmer. Farmer gets an extra boost chance when harvesting farmed crops to get 2 instead of 1, and in bone meal is more effective, which is also helpful for us. So that is all we need to do for that. And then each of these is just a checkbox task that explains to you all the things in the game, like ore excavate and the crafting on a stick, and some of the features that are make this pack what it is. Like I said, you can read through them when you play through, or you can pause to take a look at what they say if you really want to see them now. The last one we have here is to fall into the void, which we're going to do now. It's going to happen eventually. Might as well test it out. So when we fall into the void, we just cycle back up to the top, which means that we can come and land on our island and not have our grave form all the way down in the void. And then you just right click on your grave to get your items back. Pretty simple stuff. And we get a potion of slow falling for having done it. Pack is broken up into a lot of different categories. Today we're going to start with the beginning and go from there. First task we have before us is to get 4 oak logs, 8 oak saplings, and 8 sticks. So the mechanic that we use for that is that the growth of our saplings is accelerated when our player twerks by it. So you just tap shift repeatedly until you see the particles, and then your tree will grow, which is gonna take some time, I guess. There we go. We got ourselves a tree. And then you can use your excavate, break all the leaves, hopefully get your saplings back. There is a command /emergency in case you lose all of your saplings. It'll give you 1 more sapling to start over. Fortunately, we didn't have to do that. We got everything we need except the sticks, and we don't have enough logs to make them because then we won't have enough logs. So let's grow another tree. And then we just do it, keep repeating that process until we have enough. For now, that'll get us what we need, because I can take one of these logs and convert it into sticks. And that'll finish out our quest. I'm going to put down another sapling so it can naturally grow while we're working. We get some apples for doing that. And then it branches out to more quests, and more quests will get added as we go. I don't know why these quests are popped up down here. They shouldn't be visible yet. That's a bit of a bug, I guess, but that's okay. So we have crafting, barrels of fun, I am not a crook, and water, need water. Most of these things I think we're going to need a crafting table to make. In fact, all of them. So I think we have to start with the crafting table. So crafting table's pretty simple, standard vanilla recipe. Just make a crafting table. The crafting station, on the other hand, is from a mod called Hephaestus, which is a fabric port of the Tinker's Construct mod. And so that involves making some patterns. And if you take one pattern and put it over top of the crafting table, you get a crafting station. So we're going to put the crafting station right here. Crafting station works just like the crafting table, except that when you put items in it and you leave, they stay in, which is really helpful for Skyblock. And then it also, you can craft several other tables for the Tinker's multi-block. So if we do 3 patterns with 4 planks as legs, we get the Tinker Station. And if we do one where it's just 2 planks with 2 patterns, we get the Part Builder. We're also going to need some extra patterns, so I'm going to go ahead and make those now. So if you put these down next to each other, they don't have to be in any particular order. You could do them like this. You could do them side by side. You just have to make sure that they're touching. They turn into a multi-block where you can access all 3 of them from accessing any of them. And then you can use this system to make tools. So we're going to use it to make ourselves an axe. So the first thing you do is you click on the axe, you can see what parts you need. And I got to fix this. It's showing up with, let's see. Maybe I can try to fix it while we're here. Probably not. Let's just let it go. It should hide the thing so that it can see this area here, but we need a small axe head, a tool handle, and a tool binding. that's the things here. You can also see them visually, but those are the 3 parts we need. When you go into the part builder, you just put a pattern in there, you select the part, and then you need to put in material to make it. I'm going to make some more planks because that's what we're going to make the whole thing out of. So in the part builder, we have an axe head, we need a tool binding, and we need a tool handle. And this gives you all the information you need for that, assuming that you don't have this highlighting over it. We'll have to fix that. Okay. Once we have all the parts, we go to the back to the tinker station. Here, we put the parts in the correct slots, and when they're combined, you get a hand axe. The last thing I'm going to do before I leave out of here, actually I can leave that, we're actually going to break that, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to make some slabs, and we're going to expand this out just a little bit real quick so that we have some space to work. Because I want to show you how the Inventorio system works when it comes to tools. Inventorio is the system that is in place for helping with your inventory to not be so cluttered. And one of the cool things it does is over here you can see there's an extra bar that has different tools. We put our axe in there. Then even though we don't have an axe up, whenever we go to break a block that uses an axe, whether we use a slot that has something in it, or we use a free hand, it grabs the axe and puts it in our hand so that we can use it. And that also works if we are trying to cut down a tree. If I can get one to grow. There we go. Also works on our tree. Since the log is best mined with an axe, same with the leaves, then it switches to the axe and uses them. Pretty fancy. Makes your inventory much easier to manage because you don't have to have half of your hotbar used up by tools. You can put all 5 of them in one bar here and it will automatically select them. So we finish this section, we get some more sticks. Let's move on to doing our crook task. So I wanted to move these so that they're a little farther away from the tree. So let's put this down here. This one can be next to it, and this one can be next to it. To make a crook, we just go like this. I'm actually going to use that crook to finish the quest. I think we actually have to use the crook in order to finish the quest. Let's find out. So once we use the crook on the leaves, well, then we have finished the quest. We get a granite crook, which will have a little more durability, and that unlocks a huge quest line for us all the way down through here. But before we get into doing that stuff, let's also do this quest line. We need to make a wooden bucket and a wooden crucible. Wooden bucket, I believe, is just 3 logs. But we need 4 oak logs, an oak slab, and 2 sticks. So we're going to need to take one of these and turn it into planks so that we can make slabs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. There we go. We got ourselves a crucible. Let's put that down next to our crafting stations here. And then we're going to take our extra wood and make some more planks. And this is going to be our early game for quite a while. Just using the wood to make a platform to live on, because we don't have much to start. I'm just going to expand in the one direction away from that spawn point. Eventually I'll have a bit of a design on how I want things to be, but mostly for now I just want some extra space. So the crucible, you take items that are plants and you put them in and they will turn into water. I think can I only put the one in? No, that's full now, but I put a bunch in. And then once you have, once they convert into, it's hard to see because of the half slab, but you can see they're converting into water. Once they convert, I'll be able to use my bucket to pick up water and place it down, which means we'll be able to get an infinite water source after we do some of that. So let's take some more saplings. I just wanted to get that started while I was growing some more saplings because it's going to take a while. Use the crook on this again. The crook helps us to get more saplings back, but it also gives us silkworms. Okay, we just broke our axe. That was my goal. The nice thing about Tinker's tools is once they're broken, you take them and put them in the Tinker station, and then you take the material that the axe head is made out of, and you can repair them. Which means you now have the ability to just have that one tool forever. And later on, when we get more advanced parts, we'll be able to get better materials and change those out. Let's put some more of these in here so that they can convert. And now we have a water bucket that we can put down. Just like that. Keep expanding our island out while we wait for the other bucket to go. Now I'm going to do like that. I'm going to actually come down here so that I can put a slab underneath it. Now we have a place where we can grab infinite water from those two waterlogged slabs. And we shouldn't have water flowing down. Perfect. Now we have all the water we could ever use. So let's check out our quest book. What did they want from here? Oh, they actually want me to have the crucible in hand for the quest book. Let's do that. That gives us another wooden water bucket. Oh, that's cool. We wouldn't have had to make the second one, but that's okay. Now we have extra water. And then let's do this last quest up here. This is what we're going to use to make dirt. I think I might need to get some more wood for it. So let's cut down another tree. Okay, and then let's go in here. To make our barrel, we just need 6 planks and a slab. And we'll put our barrel down over here. Barrel works kind of like the crucible where you put items in it. You can see on the tooltip up top how much compost you have in. Once you get to 100%, it starts composting and converting those compostables into dirt. And that's how we get more dirt in order to expand the dirt in our island. There we go. Got our first piece of dirt. So what do we need for this quest? We want 4 pieces of dirt. Got the rest of the dirt we needed, and now we can finish off the quest for Barrels O' Fun. It gives us some extra saplings, and it also unlocks the early automation quest for a wooden hopper. I think we should have plenty of wood now to complete it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a chest. I'm actually going to make a second one. And then we take planks. It's around the chest like we would a hopper. We get a wooden hopper. So now let's put our barrel back down. Put a hopper going into it. Put this extra chest on top. So now if I take... Oh, I think it actually needs to be on top. Oh, of course it does. Oh no, it's working fine now. Maybe this doesn't work with the chest. That would be silly. But basically all this does is I can just put the items in there for... Oh, it's working fine now. Put the items in there that are compostable, and it will continue to do its thing, and then I can just come over and pick up the dirt. If I get another wooden hopper and put it underneath, I can automate it so the dirt comes out as well, and we can just keep dumping in excess saplings and get more and more dirt so we can expand our island farther and farther. So this wants us to have a hopper in hand, so let's do that. And I can actually, now that I do that, it's going to give me another hopper. So let's do the what I was talking about adding another chest into this. So we'll put a chest in the floor. And then if we remove the slab here, we can put a hopper that goes like this. And put this hopper back. So now I want to leave a few saplings because I'm going to need them. Put the saplings in here. They'll get fed into here, filling this up. Once it reaches 100%, it'll start composting. And then the hopper underneath will only pull it out once it is dirt. So let's see this go to 100%, and then we'll see it happen. There we go. Now we've got 2 dirt in there. So we have ourselves our very first automated farm. We drop in saplings or anything else that's compostable, and it turns it into dirt for us. And we can just keep doing that forever till we get as much dirt as we need. Did some of the grindy work here so that you didn't have to sit through it. And I expanded our island out. I based it on chunk borders. So there's 2 chunks here that I have built out. It's all made with wood because that's all I have right now. But I put some palisades up so that I can't accidentally run off the edges. I moved our water over here so that we can grab water as we need it. And then I moved our crafting benches over here. And we made a little area here for growing trees. And we have our dirt farm over here. So we can keep making dirt. I also got tired of dealing with the twerking. So I wrote a little twerking script that just makes it so that I can walk around and twerk and make all the trees grow. They take a good long time right now because I don't have any way to make torches, so they take a little longer to grow in the dark. But because I'm growing them in this 4x4 patch like they are, they also take a little longer to get the right tree. But that makes them grow really tall. So I get lots and lots of sapling chances. I get lots and lots of wood. Everything is good. Problem is I have no source of food right now. I can eat silkworms, but that's about it. Takes a lot of silkworms to fill you up with food, though. And I can't cook them yet. That's okay. Let's cut down all this wood. We're going to do another round of saplings. Actually, I think I'm going to grow, because I just want to do the next quest, I'm just going to grow one right in the middle. So the next quest that we need to do is using the silkworms to get to string. But we need to grow another tree for it before we can really get started. And so this has been my tedious life for quite a bit now, trying to get saplings to grow and using the wood to expand our island out. Since we have a bunch of silkworms, I'm just going to spam them around here just to help this grow faster. Silkworms spread through the leaves and infest them, and they turn into, I don't actually know what they're called. I guess they're called maybe cotton leaves, but they produce string once we harvest them. So we're going to let that go, and we're going to come over here. We do get the occasional apple, which is helpful with our food process too. But we're going to make a couple of these. I mean 5. There's not a compressed crook. No, there's just different types of crooks. But you can see these are spreading. Oh, they're infested oak leaves is what they're called. So they're spreading out to all the other leaves around them. And when you break them, you get string. And that was our next quest. Well, our quest was to get this. Oh, we get cooked silkworms from that. I could have done that and gotten a little extra food. So that gives us the string, but it says we can also make a white sleeping bag. Let's do that. I think we should have enough string from that to do it. So we need to take some string and make 3 pieces of wool. Ooh. Decorating your home by Jews. That's nice. And then to make the sleeping bag, we also need 3 more pieces of string. This will help us with our nighttime issues. Sleeping bag, I believe, works just like a bed, except it doesn't place down a bed and it doesn't set a spawn point. It just passes the night. But that is helpful for sure. So let's get rid of this tree. Well, we're going to plant another round of these trees just so that they can kind of grow naturally while we're working on other stuff. And then the saplings I have, we'll chuck in here. We'll let it do its thing. Let's check out our quest book. So we get more string from that. And now we're getting into our sieving. So we can either do an oak sieve or a bamboo sieve. And I'm sure it's set up that way because the other quest line we'd have to do the bamboo one. So I don't know the recipe for this. Let's see. Been a long time since I've used one. That's what I would have thought it to be. Kind of like, it's very similar to the crucible recipe, except that it's planks instead of logs. Which makes sense. Okay. Does it want me to place it down in order to finish this? We're going to put it right here in this spot. Uh-oh, I think I'm trapped. I put another layer of slabs underneath so I don't lose items when I break stuff. Let's check out our... Look, there, now I got it. So we got 3 pieces of raw iron. The next part of the quest will probably tell us how to get more of that. So let's go to string mesh. To craft a string mesh, we just need 9 string. That gives us stone. Should give us stone. Why am I having trouble with it accepting the rewards? For some reason I have to pick it back up to make it work. No problem. Okay, so we've gotten our stone pebbles. And the next step is that on that side is flint mesh. Here we need to make cobble. So our first piece of cobblestone we would make with pebbles. So stone pebbles, 4 of them makes a cobblestone. We just got 15, so let's make 3 pieces of cobblestone. That'll get us a stone pickaxe. It's fancy. Put that in our pick slot. Let's repair that while we're here. We'll put that in here. Okay, so the grind is what we're going to be sifting. So let's do that. So we need to make a stone hammer. So that's 2 pieces of cobblestone and 2 sticks. We have enough for that. And then it wants us to make to get the next 3 cylinders, you have to hammer them. Simply place the block down and break them with the hammer. Okay, so I think it actually wants me to use the hammer to turn there. And then let's take this and turn it into sand. take the sand and turn it into dust, or it's silt. Is there anything farther than that? That's the dust. Okay, so we get more cobble out of that. We need to get 4 gravel. That'll get us some flint. I think I'm going to need to put a chest down somewhere, because we're starting to get too much stuff. Go back for you. Let's just put a chest over here for now. Put in some of our excess wood, some of our extra crooks, sticks, pebbles. Okay, so our gravel quest we finished. Now we need to make 4 sand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gets us sea pickle sprouts. That's interesting. Now we're going to take the sand. We're going to make 4 sand. Break them down into 4 silt. Gets us some lapis. And then we're going to take the silt and turn it into dust. And that is going to get us some dust devil. I have no idea what that is. Arrows fire from the bow will deal additional fire damage. Maybe that's just something we can keep in our... Interesting. For now, I think I'm just going to put that in here until we figure out how that works. Okay, so now we can work in going into grout, which will get us into more with Hephaestus. We can work on using some liquid transformation stuff. And we can work on going up to the flint mesh. But first things first, I think we're going to run this dust through the sieve just to see how that works. Oh, does that not work with string? String mess, I should get gunpowder or bone meal. 20% chance, 10% chance. I need to hire meshes to get the other things. Oh, it looks like I was unlucky and didn't get anything. That is okay. Can I put you... Let's see. If I put a block there, I am able to put that there. Which means if I can get some bone meal, I can grow more sea pickles. Which is going to be our early game light source, maybe? But anyway, now we have the ability to keep growing more dirt. We have the ability to get some more wood. We have started the long chain down the sifting line to get more resources. And we also have infinite water. So that's pretty good. We're going to call that for this first episode. Things are going to expand pretty slowly at first, and then it'll get much, much quicker once we have some more resources, and especially when we get into automation. But I hope you enjoyed watching this one. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.